Here we are with another Friday Night Live, Zoom, May 27th, 2022. And had some technical difficulties to get this thing started. Always something's changing on its own. Had to change some Zoom settings, wouldn't allow me to make a live stream for whatever reason. These things happen with updates and so on and so forth. Nothing's perfect, as it's all artificial. It's only as good as what it's been programmed, right? So we do what we got to do to get it happening. So it looks like it's working now, and all is well. Hope everybody's doing freaking amazing. Got a Divine 9 day, 27. Hi, Deb. It's wonderful number. Marco, a wonderful number. It always reverts back to itself numerically. Divine 9, we've discussed 432, 4 plus 3 plus 2 is a 9. Divine 9, it's the number of creation. And the end is near. Yeah, the end of the crap is near. And we're going to be starting a whole new realm of some wonderful, beautiful, divine, pleasant, peaceful earth that we can create if we choose to. Kevin, what's happening? All the boys are up tonight. So yeah, last 2 years plus years has been quite a ride. And just keep holding on, keep that focus, stay sharp. There's only one way to go, and that is with working with the laws of the divine. Luca, you mentioned baked foods is better than water cooked. I realize that baked food is already wet potato, pumpkin, etc., via quinoa, rice, etc. The baked seems to be easier to digest for most people than boiled. That's for sure. Yeah, boiled. What happens when you boil things? All the nutrients go into so-called nutrients go into the water. We don't believe in nutrients, but all the sustenance, all the energy of the food goes into the water. That's why teas are effective. Herbal teas. What are we doing? We're boiling the teas, and then we're drinking the water. We're not eating the herbs, and we're getting the information, the energy of the plants in the water. So when you bake it, it sustains all that information within itself, and it's much easier for the body to process, we find. So yeah, baked would be preferred way of cooking if you choose to cook. After baking is very good. Barbecuing over fire. Also, the next one would be steaming. Steaming would be next in line. Boiling would be, and would be not the best way to cook. That bloating, of course, cook this crap anytime. Yeah. So the best thing is always to just eat it the way all the other animals do their eating, raw, in its raw state, cooked by the sun. Simple. Don't have to prepare anything. Don't have to do anything. Just grab fruit, eat. So simple. But no, we need to do so many different things and everything, and it becomes something that's very addictive. Hey, Marco, very addictive, and that will make us want to eat it more and more and more. Cooked food's addictive. It's very addictive. And if you don't believe me, then stop eating cooked food and let me know. It's very addictive. And some foods are much more addictive than others. Like cheese is one of the most addictive things. And it's not, some cheeses are cooked, but some of them are aged through process and through, some are done through pasteurization, some are done raw. But the cheeses are very, very addictive, more addictive than heroin, as they say. So there's, grains are very addictive. The starchy stuff, very addictive. What are we doing with grains? We're cooking them, right? The pastas, the breads, the pizzas, pastries, all that wonderful stuff that puts a beautiful layer of glue in our GI tract, going down, coming out. And then we wonder why our physicality starts falling apart. Little by little, every time we eat, we get a layer of obstructions being built up. The body has to protect itself. So it puts a mucus layer, mucosa, to protect itself from the bombardment of our eating things that are, who knows what they are, not supposed to be eaten. But we do it anyway, right? We do it anyway, and it is what it is. Luca, cheeses equals mucus king. Yeah, some dairy is very, very mucus forming. All the pasteurized stuff is highly, highly mucus forming. If it's in its raw form, you will find it's not as mucus forming. It's still the mucus form, but not as. So there's something to that as well. There's people into the raw milks and so on and so forth. If you're going to do that, that would be the better way to do it. Pasteurized stuff in the milks it just doesn't work. Pasteurized juice, fruit juice, it works. It's our powerhouse cleaner, our liquid Drano. Herbs, they work. Making teas with herbs, they work. But we're taking these things as for their information, not so for their sustenance or nutrition. We're taking it for the information, so that information can go in our physical body, work with our emotions, our mental state, and the physical body, and help purge out obstructions in a fasting state. If we're in an eating state, not much is going to happen. So what do we want to do? We want to be in a purging state as often as we possibly can on a week-to-week basis. Would be ideal. Would be ideal if we do it on a week-to-week basis. So we're continuously putting ourselves in the state of elimination, the purging state, the art of subtraction. We need to eliminate. We've done enough accumulating, and we're going to continue to accumulate, because just living, just being alive, we're accumulating, through our thoughts, our actions, eating, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we want to have a plan so that we can purge and keep purging so that we don't accumulate. That's the key. The road to balance. Keep on that path of purging continuously, steady. And voila, you will be in a completely different state when you're been living that for a few years. It's just amazing what happens. You know, doing a very aggressive, uh, long fast, a long purge. It's going to make big changes in your life, but emotionally, are you going to be able to handle that? That's the question. We've seen most people are not going to be able to handle that. So slow, steady wins the race. Make it a lifestyle. As we've always talked about, it's a lifestyle. It's not an event. We want to keep it as a lifestyle, ongoing, continual basis so that we can reap the rewards. Barbara, love you down with negativity. So important for negativity not to become the vibe that's always flowing. Yes, joy and humor being cultivated always. Love, love, love. Down with negativity. You know, sometimes we have to look at facts, and you know, this is one thing that some would look at it as being negative or whatever, but you know, we have to face what's going on. And yeah, we can have an outlook and a forecast of our of a plan that we have and where we want to be, and that we don't want to have any negativity in that. We're going to have challenges on the way, and that's okay, because challenges are always going to make us stronger. Just imagine if we had no challenges in life. How boring would that be? That real time. Life would be so boring without challenges. So, you know, we continue to go down the path of experiences, and we learn from those experiences, hopefully, because if we don't learn from them, they will be repeated. This is what happens in this journey called life. What we don't learn, we have to repeat. You know, look at what happens with politics over the last thousands of years. Same things get repeated over and over, same mistakes, because nothing's being learned from the past. So what do we need to do? Well, we need to have a much better outlook at things so that we can avoid making the same mistakes. You know, it's a lot of weird, warped thinking from politics, and we don't want to get into that. You know, look what's happened the last 2+ years around the world. It's just absolutely crazy how we as humanity have allowed ourselves to be enslaved by made up bullcrap. You know, all made up. It's all done through an agenda. And people will fight you to the death because it is the way it is. Revolution. The revolution is the solution as we revolve, you know, within ourselves. We revolve within our obstructive way of, you know, thinking. Let things flow. Keep them flowing. As soon as we go stagnant, we're in for a lot of trouble. Kevin, you gonna do some magic? Kevin's got some real wonderful tricks and mind games he can play. He's a great performer. If anybody wants to hire him, he's available. Check out his page, and you can see what he does. Really interesting stuff. Great performer. Do what you love to do and never work a day in your life. This is what it's all about. Why do we see so many people that are, in an emotionally completely wrecked situation, diseased. Why are so many people in this state? Well, number one, they listen to the governments about for their health. That's a big one of the big reasons, or the pharma cartel. As if they have your health as part of their interests. If you want to believe that, okay, you can. But we got to take care of our own health. Nobody can do it for you. Anybody got any questions, suggestions, inspirations, want to share their experience? We are all ears. We are all ears. No. The emotional roller coaster ride that humanity's as a whole has been on for thousands of years. The emotional roller coaster ride. Try and take control of your emotions. That's the most difficult way to try to deal with things. We use the physical body. We use a fasting state. We use movement with the physical body, with the fasting state. The fasting state, movement, will help us open up the energy that's been stagnant to start flowing again in the physical body. And as that starts flowing again, guess what happens? The mind starts flowing, the emotions start flowing, and things become more resilient, more stronger, and more balanced. They move towards a balanced state, which is an ongoing state. It's not something we achieve. It has to be worked on continuously. So there's nothing better than working in the physical realm with the physical body. It's the easiest, the easiest way, the most simple way that we can take charge. Trying to do it through the mind, good luck. It's a much more difficult path for the majority of people. KY, when coming off level 4 or 5 back to level 2, 3 on eating days, where's there a lunch that usually wouldn't be there? What liquid is okay to drink? When coming off level 4 or 5 back to level 2, 3 on eating days, where's there a lunch that usually won't be there? What liquid is okay to drink? You can drink any juices you like, any fruit juices, any green juices, any juices you like. The teas, half cup to 1 cup twice a day. You don't want to do much more than that. Lunch, we got to get rid of the old way of thinking that we need to eat certain times of day. If you stick with the hybrid, the MFS hybrid on your eating days, it's very similar to the full days, except you have a small eating window, 3-hour eating window, near the mid-afternoon, end of the day. You don't want to go too late. You don't want to be eating late at night. Some people have no choice. They have to, depending whether work hours and so on, commitments. But KY, just stick with the Master Fast hybrid. So you're doing your dry window, you're doing your wet window, and then you have your eating window, which is the 3-hour window of eating. You don't want to go much more than 3 hours of eating window, because then you're going to be eating all day, and then the emotion starts getting triggered, and then you're going to want to eat more and more and more. And this is how people get themselves in trouble. I get really thirsty, but I'm aware the grape juice isn't good after, say, a veggie lunch. Would coconut water be okay in these heavier days? Yeah, if you're having a heavier lunch, it's not the best thing to drink grape juice after that. Coconut water is pretty heavy. You can't have some of it, but it is heavy. People think it's water. You got to remember, that's the liquid of a seed. It's a very heavy, energetically substance. It's not water. It's got much more than it's much more than water. So yeah, you can have a little bit of coconut water. The green juices would be fine if you're having that kind of meal. If we're eating obstructive foods that are very moisture absorbing, we're going to get thirsty. The more obstructive that we eat, the more thirsty we're going to get. It's just the way it is. The more we eat, the more we're going to get hungry, the more we're going to drink, the more we're going to thirsty we're going to get. So if the more we eat, we're going to get more hungry, we're going to get more thirsty. So how do we control that? We need to find a balance into a way where, we don't have to allow the obstructions to take over. So, it's really up to each individual of what level of obstructiveness they want to live. If you're eating more on the obstructive side, then you may require to drink a little bit of water. People that are eating very obstructive foods, the reason they get thirsty the reason they get thirsty because the body needs the water to dilute the obstructions, right? So all depends on your choice on how you want to live. You know, you can skip lunch, eat later. Just have your wet window up to, I don't know, 3, 4 in the afternoon. Have your dinner in a 3-hour window, and away you go. So you get all your dry window done. You get your wet window done. So all your drinking's done with your tea, your juices, and then you're eating at the last portion of the day. That's the hybrid. Any other way, depends what you eat. After many weeks of deeper fast, now I have my appetite back. Waking up starving and ran out of herbs, so I have slowed for a while. But I might reassess. Aloha, thanks, Luigi. Yeah, it's it happens. We go through all different cycles and so on and so forth. And there's nothing wrong with eating, so the more we eat, the more we're gonna want to eat, right? We're gonna get more hungry. It's just the way it is. So stay focused. I would, if you're on level 4 or 5 and you went down to level 2 and 3, it's a big difference on how many eating days. But sometimes we need to go back to a little bit more eating and be there for a while, and that's okay. But you got grape juice. You have you can drink any of the other fruit juices. The pineapple juice seems to be able to mix with some other foods. Try different juices and so on and so forth. See which ones that you can drink, but it would be always best to wait at least 2-3 hours after you eat to get digestion happening. If it's a really heavy meal, you got to wait longer. That's why the hybrid is the most efficient way to use the day. Dry window, which goes over your night. You wake up, you do whatever you got to do. You have your wet window. You get your drinking done. That's out of the way. And then you do your eating. That's ideal. Any other way, you're just mixing up things. It's not as ideal. So that's why we suggest stay on the hybrid. Or not, you can go back to eating. Keep us posted. Doing great if you've been on level 4 for a while, 4 or 5. If you look at the food combining charts, there's the fruit combining charts, and then there's the food combining charts. Leafy greens can be mixed with some fruit. It's not ideal, but it can happen. You can mix it with that. There's some things that you don't want to mix with fruit, right? So, just you can experiment, and if you start getting gas and so on and so forth, that it ain't right. So. Anyway, if you're eating salt, you're going to get more thirsty as well. If you have heavy obstructive foods and then you start having the salts, oh yeah, you're going to get thirsty because that's what it does. Um, Appetites, hunger. What does it mean? Is there such thing? Well, after many years of many different fasts and experiments, um, I say there's no such thing as true hunger. It's all false, and it can be coming from parasites as well. It comes from obstructive foods for sure, but also parasites can chemically alter the way we think so that um, we will crave the things that they want to eat, right? This is the way it works. Because once there's an environment for them, they want to stay in that environment and they want to keep eating. So they will put chemicals which affect our brain so that we have thinking that we need to eat. So I don't look at hunger the way most people will look at hunger. I don't look at thirst the way most people look at thirst. I look at hunger and thirst as, okay, I'm in an obstructive state. I need to purge. That's the way we look at hunger and thirst. So um, it may be difficult and challenging for people to want to believe that. Especially if somebody's going down. Let's say they do a long. They're on level 7 for a long time, and then they start getting hungry. It's just the purging is happening at a deeper level. If you noticed, for when you're doing long level 7s, hunger comes and goes. So if it was true hunger, wouldn't it stay with you continuously? Why does it come and go? You have to ask yourself these questions. It's because it's not real hunger. It's, you get these cravings, so on and so forth, these hunger pangs, and then you purge, and it's gone. And your energy skyrockets, and it's a beautiful place to be. So I don't look at hunger and thirst the way most people look at it. I don't look at nutrition the way most people look at it. These are all man-made illusions for the most part. Hunger, thirst, nutrition, calories, a requirement for certain, fats, amino acids, minerals, vitamins. All these things will affect the environment. Absolutely, when you take them into the physicality, absolutely are going to affect the environment. But they're not required. They are not required. If they were required, then we wouldn't have seen all the miracles that happened of people on nothingness. It wouldn't happen. If these things were required, it would not happen. It would be impossible. If these things are required for the body to function, it would be impossible during a fasting state for the body to correct things and rejuvenate and so on and so forth. Just think about it. Common sense, logic is a little bit not popular these days, but we need to use our mind to critical think and look at things with common sense and logic, asking the right questions. If these things were required, which they say, we need so many vitamins, minerals, and so on, and so water, everything every day, then from what we've done with all these, fasts, it wouldn't be possible. It just wouldn't be possible. So embrace the starving, embrace the thirst, and just know it's just a state where we need to do more work. And it's up to you at what pace, KY, and anybody else. We need to be in a state that we're living and loving it. Because if we're not going to stick with it. So every once in a while, or more often for some people, we're going to need to eat. And that's okay. And that's okay. We just need to be wary and careful to try and keep it as least obstructive as possible. Some of us are going to go into more obstructive things than others, and that's just the way it is. Environments dictate outcome, belief systems, so on and so forth. So yeah, be careful, be wary, make the right choices for yourself. After, being on fast for a while and going back to foods, I haven't seen many people that were happy eating after doing long fasts. I haven't seen many people happy. It's not a comfortable feeling. Coming from the field purging state to heavy matter state, it's not a comfortable feeling. And if you're not well versed in fasting over the years, you will become if you allow the information to flow. If you're using the mind to think of things, it's not going to happen. You're not going to be able to get a comprehension of what's going on. You can't use the mind. The mind is not necessary for allowing the body to do what it needs to do through the soul from source. That's how everything happens. So we just allow it to happen. The eating stuff, we just do it for fun. We need to, we love eating, but we love fasting way more. So that's what we focus on. We focus on the fasting lifestyle. Eating, we've all been doing it for decades. Many of us for many, many decades. And, we just want to refine how we eat, but we've all been doing it. We all know how to eat. So let's keep it in a state where we are not obstructing ourselves in really, heavy duty matter anymore. Some of us are going to want to be eating obstructive foods. It's the way it is. It's the emotions are going to play with us, and so on and so forth. Eating obstructive foods. I've lived many years eating no obstructive foods, and I've lived many years eating obstructive foods. And the only difference between the two is choices that we make. Why do we want to go to the obstructive side? Many things come into play in our lives that will affect us and make different choices, right? So those choices are going to be beneficial or detrimental, depending which way we go. Hello, Marvin. So yeah. Marvin, what's happening?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Hello, hello. Can you hear me, Gino?
Oh, let me put my earphones on. Sorry.
Yo, can you hear me?
Oh, there you go. Sorry.
Ah,
I'm so used to, because I used to keep the speakers on. Now I keep my earphones because my mother's in the other room. What's happening?
oh, good, Gino. Hold on. Let me get downstairs because it's kind of late here and don't want to wake up my family. Hold on. There we go, making some noise here.
It's very late for you guys.
Yeah. Oh, what's good, Gino? It's been a while, huh?
Sorry?
It's been a while, huh?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, I had to come up because, yeah, man. I hope you're all doing amazing, guys. Whoever's connected, hope you're all doing amazing. I don't know if you can see me. No, it's kind of.
I can see dark shadow.
Yeah, let me put on the light. There we go.
There you are.
Yeah, just woke up a few hours ago, few moments ago because I was about actually to join you, then do a Kolema. Yeah, it's been a while, man. Yeah, I've just been focused, man, on honestly on tapping on the greed, man. God damn.
Agreed.
You know, yeah, trying to make it right, you know, with the money thing. And oh man, you know how it is, you know how the devil plays with us. And yeah, but right now, you know, had my good share. I'm done with it. I mean, you know, still have to bring what's necessary for a space and an environment, you know, in terms of money. But yeah, I felt like putting some good intention, just how it's supposed to be in this lifestyle, you know. Number one priority, you know, being close to ourselves and making everything right and aligned, so that this is the main thing first and foremost, and everything else comes after. And yeah, I wanted to share some love with you, you know, because it's been a while and you're always there, you know, I always see you, man, and you're so relentless, always giving support. And wow, man, you're amazing. You're amazing, always there.
It's either a lifestyle or it's not, you know, there's no in-betweens.
And you know, yeah, personally, it's been amazing for me because, you know, I mean, I still have just a little bit of tinctures, you know. Right now I'm trying to save up for another batch and make this a priority. But yeah, I've been playing with the levels, you know, again with the
awesome.
all these aspects, you know, and it's awesome. It's all experience, it's all good because, you know, we play with it, then we come back to eating, and if we choose to, and then we see and we get all the signs, you know, are we actually living it and loving it? Are we feeding from source? If not, you're going to binge. If you are, you're going to stay in control.
Simple.
Yeah.
Very simple.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's sometimes we just don't want to see the truth. And we will do and say things that will justify whatever we're doing and has nothing to do with the truth. So
it's always the excuses.
We all do it. We all do it. You know what I mean? Because we're mammon. We're in the flesh. The flesh is weak, so we have to keep working with ourselves and keep training ourselves, keep building ourselves. It's an ongoing thing. That's why, you know, like I was saying, fasting. It's every day, even though I'm not fasting, there's a thought that goes through my head about fasting every single day, many times a day. It's just the way it
Right,
is.
right. Yeah.
So we embrace that lifestyle and we enjoy it.
And we get caught, man. And it's fun. It's always the same damn, but the good thing is that as the time passes on, you get to feel really that subtle place because it's all about that, it's all about feeling, and it's very, very subtle, feeling kind of the current and the attitude that makes this lifestyle effortless, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
If we choose a frugal lifestyle, minimal lifestyle, we don't need to worry about making all this, large sums of money, because you don't
right.
need large sums of money when you live frugal and minimal. And that's, yes, the draw to the material things is very, very addictive for many of us, right? And it
Yeah.
draws us in to make more money, and we want more and more. So this is where we gotta go within and say, I'm fine just the way I am.
Yeah, if actually you're seeking more money, because in my case, if you want to help the world, you know what, it will come. I'm doing this trading thing, and you see the potential. I mean, that's the game of the devil. They make money out of nowhere. They just create money out of thin air, and you see how it plays in the market. For example, right now, the oil, it's just pure greediness, man. And then they tell you it's the war. No, man, it's just people want to make so much money and you want your share. And that's where you get lost, because it's about making money, but not really about the money. And yeah, as you said, we don't need much. And if you want more, and especially living this lifestyle where it's all about, having that connection. And I love how you said that word, divine providence. Let it come to you. Let it come to you in its own time. When the time and space will be ready for you to have those resources and serve. And this is tricky. This is tricky, man, because the mind will get in the way and the ego wants to make it his, and decide, no, this is the time. No, this is not the time. Wait. focus on focus on your heart, and yeah, man. But doing great, hopefully your mother is doing great, and also Rana. How is Rana doing?
Doing good, very good.
Awesome,
Yeah,
awesome.
we're very busy. We got our hands full, but we do what we can.
Right.
It's it's very, very challenging taking care of somebody who's pretty much
Who's
completely
losing your mind as well, no?
well, completely disabled. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to. It's an interesting ride to have to watch them completely, um, go down the path of destruction because they wouldn't do anything else, and then they come to a point where they can't do anything anymore.
Right.
It's
And
really
you
hard
just
to
be
deal
there with the
with.
love. Yeah.
Very difficult, very challenging. This is why most people just put them in old age homes or whatever, and they can't deal with it emotionally, because it's a big and emotional uh, challenge to be in that environment. Just to talk to anybody who's in the long-term care with
There's
with
Diane, I know about Diane doing that for her husband who has dementia.
yeah.
And I respect you, man. And honestly, what an honor, man, to know you, because yeah, as you said, many people want to go the easy road. I've had that in my family, there was
Well,
my grandmother. It's a mother that adopted my father, and my father was actually in jail. He could not take care of her because he did something stupid, man. Good thing he got out, and he got out in time to meet her before she passed away. But it was very interesting how, they actually got her out of her apartment. She was in her 100 and she was actually doing okay. But one of her son, got tired of, I mean, he actually didn't do anything for her, and he got her to be in one of these places for the old people where it's horrible, man. They keep them in a very gray room. She was enjoying a little TV at night with some not champagne, but you know, it's something similar. So she had her little pleasures and they removed everything. And it was interesting to see also how, you know, she lost, you know, interest for life, and she just let herself die literally, because she was
Of
like,
course.
you know what, man, I'm not gonna have my little pleasures. You just go out and you know,
Yeah.
imagine for you, man, it's tough because of course you know, some of us choose the path of oblivion, as I like to call, and you just have to be there, and you know where they're going, and you know what's gonna happen eventually, you know there's gonna be suffering, but you just have to be there and just pour love and be at the service. And that's awesome, man. That's awesome, because that's also a challenge, not to put your hands too much there and let them have their freedom of choice and be there in that space where you support them, but also you don't give too much energy. Otherwise, it also draws you in and makes you consume and gets you out of your way, because you start tapping on energy that's not yours, and it gets in the mind, and it's crazy, man.
It's not simple, you know, it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's a big challenge. Somebody who's disabled, it's a lot of work. A lot of work. It's 24/7. It's a lot of
Yeah,
sleepless nights and so on and so forth. So it is what it is. But I can see, you know, people would rather not have to deal with that because they feel they're missing something out in life. Meanwhile, these are your parents where they brought you into this world and gave you life and took care of you for so many years. You know, what's the least we can do is, you know, pay back. It's the way I see it.
exactly, man. Exactly, you know.
We're not missing out
No,
on anything because everything is within. You don't need to go anywhere. You don't need to be
exactly.
anywhere.
Just need to make up the time to be with yourself. It's that simple. And you know, I was talking with some people, you know, yesterday, because I still do these food deliveries, and I was talking with students and with a girl, and I was like, you know, it's all about that, you know, making time for ourselves. And then she's like, yeah, but I don't like to be with myself. I don't like to be alone and face your emotions. Well, I mean, you
There
have
you
to.
go.
You have to put your love in yourself. And you know, I recognize that, because for me the hardest thing in my life, even beyond the fasting, is just sitting with myself and feeling that fear actually that impedes me from just going deeper. And you realize that the moment you just take the time and you just accept it and be there, there's just love behind. But even you knowing that, there's that fear, and that's the hardest thing to do. And you know, I get them, but still, you know, there's no excuse. You want it, you come and get it. Yeah, you come and get it, and it's that simple, you know. It's just pure love awaiting for us. But you know, we're still in that illusion. And but it's cool, man, you know. I don't do as hard as you, but you know, I serve my mom, you know. I try to make dishes for her, try to support her in the best way possible, you know, because
Yeah.
she has that 9 to 5, and it's 9 to 5, man. It's horrible. It drains a lot of energy, and especially this corporate job. So I do my best, and you know,
Yeah.
I always have you in
Support.
my mind, you know, and I'm with other people, those that came before me and inspire me, and makes it easier, you know. And you know, I'm young, and then I have it easier as well, you know, because you know, I'm building my mind, you know. I don't have that much experience, but I have to be there in the service, you know, because especially, you know, you know, like with the trading, you know, sometimes I go deep into the grid. I don't want to go there anymore. But when I feel lost and I cannot even give love to myself, you know, what always does the trick is giving love to someone else. It's serving, you know. You feel lost, you know, go serve other people, and that brings you back. And there we
Yeah.
go.
Make
Then
ourselves
again,
humble.
right. And that's lovely, because if you're not actually doing what you want to do and moving forward, at least you're getting humble. If you accept it though, because if you want to put the curtains and put the blind eye, then you'll keep yourself in the loop. But if you want to be real, you'll be humble then. And actually you realize things are coming much faster than you also would like them to come, because you see like what's going on in the world right now with the challenges. It's also, you know, the inputs that are coming, you know, it's good, it's fun. Nothing is ever personal, and so we're having a blast.
Yeah, we gotta have fun. We gotta have fun. And even when we're not having fun, we gotta have fun.
Yeah, you gotta have fun. As you say, jump for joy, and that sometimes I do. Even sometimes if I do a little dry, I feel it's heavy, and I kind of want to arch my back. I'm like, no, screw that, jump for joy, literally jump for joy. There's no reason. It's just expression, expression. There's no reason in being. It's just expression of the being. So just be joyful, and then be in love, and yeah, be grateful for everything and anything, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah. There's nothing we're missing out on if we don't have to go somewhere. And, everything's fine. Um, this the world of need and greed
exactly.
is the entrapment, and it's so easy to fall into that. So easy.
It's everywhere. It's absolutely everywhere. I was thinking, and still, I'm doing this with the trading, and I realize, man, and still that is not that much. I mean, trading, because it's just the devil's game, but even relationships as a man, as a man, also woman, even when I go out, like, we build up that energy, and so of course you get to meet, especially, if you kind of preserve your energy, and you're mindful, but you just see you get triggered because you get drawn, and people see that and they look up to that. They see you very joyful, very alive, and there you have the triggers, and more than money, there's women, and even more than women, there's also relationships. And if you're put in a place where you're a mentor, I mean, just like human, for example, you have a little relationship, you have master fast system, and you also there, my the greed also wants to get there in the way, because you're in a space where you're a mentor, man. I mean, for me, because you've given so much, and always there, always there. You see, he's sitting in the corner. He's sitting in the corner right there, waiting for a moment for you to take your guard down. And then to infect your life, and then make you lose your mind, and and yeah, you'll be focused. But it's very funny because women, I do that with my brother. We do the trading, and you have to be focused, but you're focused so much. But yeah, the mind is focused, but where is your heart? Who's taking control? Is it your heart, or is it the devil now? And then you just see, we get triggered because, of course, we make good profits, and then we start just focusing too much on the money, and there it goes, out of nowhere, you miss all of the good opportunities. You see the environment, we don't make up our beds, our rooms, they look disorganized, and we just start consuming more and more. We just go in the kitchen to just consume absolutely everything.
Vicious cycle.
Yeah, and you see all the signs. And until when? Until what? We blow up the account. Until we blow up the account. And actually, we get in a mood where you're like in destroy mode. Like, you know what? Let's just lose everything. So what? You're brought back to that place, and you just realize, you look around and like, holy shit, man, I let myself go. And I surrender to my mind, not to the one within. And then you see, but it's cool, it's cool. We're limited, we're in our environments. Then there's also that little momentum that's gonna last for 1, 2, 3 days. I mean, it happened to me last week, just for 2 days. Okay, kind of little bit of binging, just pull off, and then just back on track. Okay, back on track. Okay, doing this. All right, let's do the fasting again. Same old story, man. Same old story.
Just imagine, it's, for someone to want to go through this over and over and over, it's not simple.
Yeah,
It's easier for people to let go and be like everybody else.
exactly. but I mean, especially if you're living this lifestyle, and if you truly be real, and you're looking for that divine connection, then you have no other way. And I mean, the good thing, is that you have pain, and just the pain, it just gets more and more. It's crazy. Like, you cannot even fall back just as you used to, because you get even more pain, even more pain. And but I also realized, if you really want to, you can always come back to that place of ignorance,
Of
if you really
course,
want to.
yeah,
But you don't want to do that. We don't want to do
the
that.
choice is there.
Yeah, the choice is always there. But we stay there in the realness, in that humility, and it's all good. It's all good, and we're getting there. We're getting there.
Sometimes, we'll be driven into these numbed out states again. And then we go, what are we doing here? I don't like this place. And we realize, we can get out of it. Gotta get a
Exactly.
choice, get out of
Just
it.
like that. Just in the now. Just now. All right.
Yeah.
Accountability. Just now. And sometimes it's very simple. Sometimes for me it's just what? Because sometimes I avoid myself when I do that. And it's until the moment I just go sit with myself for some hours, and just be there. Let the mind just run out its momentum, emotional momentum it took with the greed or whatever. Just observe it, let it run out, and then just wait. The peace will come when it comes, just as God comes when it comes. You just have to be ready for it. Have to be ready for it with the body that is clean, that is empty. And then these states, they come out of nowhere. And then, wow, there we go again. Just like this emotional release, you don't know when it's gonna happen, when really the shit's gonna hit the fan, and you're gonna get you don't know that. You don't know, like, okay, I'm gonna do a 3-day dry fast, but is it gonna be like full of energy, or I'm gonna experience some heavy stuff? Well, you don't know. That's the surprise of life. Of course, I mean, some of us, you may know with the experience, but that surprise, there's always surprises everywhere.
Always.
Make it interesting for us, right? Cannot expect anything, and so it's cool, man. It's cool.
So, what are you trading? Stocks?
No. Right now I'm trading oil because it's super volatile, because of the war. But no, and because it was really tickling my greed. So oil, gold, some
Commodities.
US, exactly, some
Futures?
indexes. Yeah, futures.
Oh boy.
With lots of leverage, by the minute, trading by the minute, pure speculation. Goes up, I go up, it goes down, I go down. Went into the science, the infrastructure, and you're just in that space where actually you see, wow, man, I can make, because you realize it's mainly run by robots. So if you have the mind and you also have the connection, and if I happen also to be in a dry state, then I get to see, and we're beyond the robots. So there's always opportunity to make big money. But that's where also the devil plays, because he starts giving you money, like you can make a lot of profit, man, like in a couple of hours, and then it gets to your head. And
30, it was like 30 something years ago. I was looking into the futures market. I was reading about it. There's a guy in the US. This guy made, I don't know, hundreds of millions of dollars in the futures. He's still around, I think. And I was going to get involved into it, and then I don't know what happened. I never did. Good thing.
no, good thing, man. It's a trap. I mean, I'm there, I'm doing this, and so I'm putting the discipline, but there's so many other ways to get money as well, and doing also something productive. The only reason I'm still doing it, it's because I get to experience a very nice mirror of truth, where I get to see myself, and it actually helps me to see how I'm actually greedy in my life. I won't do that forever, that for sure, because I mean, you just play with numbers, and it's just so useless, man. I mean, it's useful because you can make a lot of, yeah, a lot of money that if you have a good intention, you can use to create something in this world where it all revolves around money. But yeah, you see and you see the nonsense, around, always news, but it's actually just people playing with it. They want to make a lot of money. They make the move happen. And then there's the news, oh, it happened because of this. No, the only reason it happened is because you have people that try to just make a lot of money. And it's just that's just the game. They have billions and they want to make more billions and more and more
Never
and more.
enough.
Because honestly, it does give you a high. Actually, I'm trying to go through prop firms. It's basically it's companies that they lend you an account. You pay a certain fee for a challenge. You prove that you're profitable, that you can make like 10% in a month, and then they may give you an account like $100,000, $500,000, and you get to keep 80% of the profits. So it's even easier than before right now. It's really the golden era of trading. It's even easier than before. And in February, that's where it got me because I got to have a $25,000 account, And I felt a high in the moment when I got to unlock that account. And that's where the greed hit me big time because it was not hitting me big time. But when I got that account, and I thought about all the possibilities, getting freedom, getting this, getting money for that. Oh man, that's where I kind of lost
And
it,
if you
man.
lose, what happens?
No, it's good because there's a little drawdown, the drawdown for that account was 5%. So I ended up, so I lost 1,250. I lost the account. And then they told me, no, I didn't have to pay back. But then they told me I only had one chance again. With that prop firm, they told me you can only get another account. And if you lose it again, we'll never give you another account. But they make money by these fees. There is the drawdown, but they make money by the fees because a lot of people, they pay for the challenge, but they cannot pass the challenge, like more
Wow.
than 90%. But if you get to make it, it's a very nice shortcut to financial freedom because that was not there before. It's like before, it's like,
Financial freedom. It's an
yeah,
oxymoron.
yeah,
There's no,
oxymoron, right?
there's no freedom in a fiction
There's no
world.
freedom. No, there's no freedom in this.
It's
Hell
an
no.
illusion. That's the trick, right? That's the trick that we're all drawn to.
And you see me, I say that and still, oh shit, man.
Do you think that somebody who has millions and millions of dollars is going to have less worries than somebody who has no money?
No, no, hell no.
Money, money, money. It's made out of thin air and it controls our lives.
Exactly, made out of nothing, and he controls everything, and it gets to, it plays with people. And actually, for me, there's no disease. The only disease is materialism in this world, and then you see how easy, we all of us are corruptible. I mean, of course, some of us more than others, and then you just see just with money. There we go. Everything changes. You show the little dollar bill, and there we go. You have lots of friends. You have lots of followers. You have everything.
Oh, yeah.
Everything except the good thing, which is God, right? That thing inside. The only true thing that matters.
Yeah, when somebody we're on our deathbed, then we want to be saved, right?
Yeah. Until then, yeah, we don't think about God. But when we're suffering, we're like, God help me.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's
It's
interesting.
interesting, like it's but it's good for we to have a good belief system in a higher power. Keeps us in line and keeps us moving in the direction of balance. That's really where we want to be. Everybody has, you ask, everybody on the planet, everybody's going to have a different opinion. So
Yeah. But as you say, it's about choosing the right illusion, because we're always going to be an illusion trying to attain a higher truth. But
Mhm.
it's about choosing the one that kind of guides you to, yeah, to live what you and reach what you really want to reach, right? That love and that true wisdom. And that's subtle. That's subtle. And then you see, because as you say, we all have opinions, we all have different environments, and we're all kind of doing the same, we're all at different levels, it doesn't matter. And we're all getting challenged. We're all getting challenged, no matter what. No matter what, there's always, you cannot have it easy. And good thing, right? Good thing you cannot have it easy, because it's all about that, making it interesting, because this way, you also feel there's always more joy, and always more and more joy, always more bliss to have. And then you see, because you can always go back. And so it's fun. It's a fun game. It's a fun game that we're having. And yeah, right now things are interesting, how it's going, how everything is splitting apart, and yeah, because you need chaos before recreating. The system is so corrupted, the world is so corrupted, that it actually needs to fall apart. So we have to brace ourselves, because this is happening. It's and it's either full destruction or just enough destruction, and we'll be able to recreate something. But we'll see, right? We just prepare for the worst, and that's why we also have master fast system.
Yeah, always good to prepare.
Because yeah, and yeah, hope for the best.
Fasting lifestyle brings more changes than anything else I've ever been able to do in my life. It's
Yeah, for sure,
amazing what we've seen, with people. Oh my God, it's just it's incredible. So fasting has always, been a part of most of my life,
no,
and it
yeah.
continue to be. So we keep going.
And we keep going, for sure. We keep going, because yeah, no, I mean, that's the juice as well. And especially, yeah, nice system like MFS, the kind of the science behind, it's man, like I feel so blessed to have this, because I haven't put enough focus there. So I don't get enough tinctures. So I kind of, and I play with them, and I play days, and I'm glad, I've had like a bit of experience with MFS, because I can play some days without tinctures. But I realize, I'm like, wow, man, just the difference, if just playing, if you don't use the tinctures, if you don't use the Coleman, you see the difference. And it just makes it so hard. But when you have like this whole system integrated, you have the plasma, you have the Coleman, you have the
Everything's there
tinctures.
for a reason.
Yeah, right. It's there for a reason. You can always kind of make it work. But that, if you're really in the space that you're really trying to make it work, right? You're really trying to make it work. But yeah, definitely, man. This helps a lot. This is really fast track to. I mean, you just feel it. I felt it for myself, like just in a couple of weeks, you can get to a really, really, really nice place. If your intention is there, if you're focused, in just a couple of weeks, you can feel such liberation, right? But yeah, me, I play with the levels, I'm always there. But my main intention is, it's always try to go for a long one. Always, always. Sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
So, yeah, always trying to go for long ones. That's my main intention. Always, and I do certain levels. I might do a couple weeks and then stop, but I have to keep myself there, because I want to feel that place more and more. And yeah, and then the eating part, that's on us, that how we get to navigate and feel. Because sometimes, I fell back and binged, and sometimes I've also been in really self-control, because you're there in the focus, and keeping that relationship, right? Remembering that it's all about that connection with source. And as long as you're doing that, you're protected, you're really protected as well, right? Even in the long run, you come out, and if you're really keeping that relationship, putting the time and effort to really be with yourself, in that sense, trying to keep yourself in that space inside, which is very subtle, then you get to, it's very subtle. It's very, very subtle, right? Really, it's inside. There's no words for it. The language is very limited as well, because, we're pioneers also doing this, it's just like, like the word greed, there's many aspects to greed. So just say greed, there's so many things, but it's very subtle, keeping yourself in that space that will allow you to keep on moving. You might do a long one, and then you might come back to food, but you'll still be focused, and you won't go back to heavy stuff. And that's where you see the subtle thing, in yourself. What are you truly feeding in yourself? Because you're living an empty place inside of yourself. Will you let the divine grace fill it with its presence? Or will you let some other stuff, some other energies or entities come inside of you and then manipulate you and bring you to, to something else? And
What do we
that's,
see? What do we see mostly around the world?
exactly, right? And that's happened to me so many times,
Yeah.
right now, I'm doing great, with food, I have a staple is cucumbers, nori sheets and cucumbers, lots and lots of cucumbers. And then, yeah, just I say, if I start tapping on the grid, I bring in the avocados, because, you want to numb the pain, and there's nothing better than a good fat to numb it.
Oh,
So yeah, we will have our little things, and yeah, but that's on us, on each of us, to really find our way. We have the map, we have the roadmap, but yeah, the eating part, Master Fats helps with that. What's mucusless, but in the end, it's not even about that. It's on each of us, making there. We're alone.
yeah.
I mean, we have each
It-
other
it's
to bring the support, but really have that
it's
connection, that each of us, we have to put our willpower to really be there for God.
from what we've seen the last many years, we've seen the power of what MFS. The MFS doesn't have the power. It's the people's soul that has all the power from the divine.
Right. The
Well,
blueprint.
It scares people. It scares people. The transformation. It's shocking when especially when they go back to food. Everything goes, whoa. They start bringing in all the excuses and this and that, and
Right.
blaming the fasting. Whereas even though they went through the magic, they're justifying that it can't be the fast. The fast is the cause of the problems that they were creating through the eating. Okay, that's the reality they want to create, and they continue to eat.
Yeah,
That's what we do. We all do it.
Yeah, for sure, man. I've done that as well, because
Yeah.
you get face, you get first to experience. It's just like the market, you get to make a lot of money, then the greed taps in, and the fast, you get to experience a very, very nice state. And then you also get to experience being broken down and heavy, heavy emotions that will get you out of your comfort zone, that will make you feel that you're actually not that good of a person, that you really need to work on that integrity. And that's where you have the choice. What will you do? Will you continue, or will you just close your eyes and say, yeah, but it's not, it's this, it's because of that, and finding external excuse? And we've all done it, and I remember, and that memory, sticks with me all the time, when I was on a long one, and that little bullshit excuse, got in the way, and you just kind of lose that easiness and effortless way of living and being and feeling joy, just for that little bullshit excuse, man.
And that little bullshit excuse can cost people's lives. And it has.
Yeah,
Some people are not around anymore because they just didn't want to, keep, keep what they've learned and went back to their old ways and bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye. And it's a roller coaster, and it ends just as you said, like that, with just the acceptance. You come back there, what originated that roller coaster and that snowball effect, you make it right, correct conduct in that way, you correct it, accept it for what it is, never be too hard on yourself. We all make mistakes, we all find excuses. We always, forget about, the divine, and, get it, our ego to be when it's not the priority. And it's good, it's okay, we're already forgiven, we're already forgiven. So brush it off, and yeah, go serve again. Right? Yeah, it's awesome.
Forest, the love of and light. Chlorine dioxide is our friend.
Yeah, there's some comments. Let me check as well, because let's see.
Yes. Yeah, chlorine dioxide is it's good stuff for emergency situations and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is, chlorine dioxide.
Jim Humble's Miracle Mineral Supplement.
A miracle supplement?
Miracle Mineral Supplement, yeah. Chlorine dioxide. It's been used in water purification since they discovered it since the 60s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's a slow oxidizer. That's all it is.
Yeah, you know of all that stuff, that I know, like you've been through all of it.
It's good stuff to have around for emergency things and so on and so forth, but is it what they say it is? Yeah, it's good stuff, but you're not going to be able to.
We know what does the magic.
The subtraction.
Yeah, the art of subtraction.
Appreciate all you've done. We are the water. Absolutely. Forest. Absolutely. There's so many tools that we can use. We want to keep it as simple as possible.
Right.
It's good. I was, people should have some chlorine dioxide around with everything that's going on. That's a good tool.
Yeah.
Works great for many things. You can use it externally. I was talking about a couple of calls ago, I think, somebody was talking about itchy. It really works really, really well. If you're having itchy problems, you spray it on and it helps, get rid of that itchiness very quickly. Because the itchiness, man, oh man, that can drive you mad. Because I went through that years ago, and it really can drive you mad. If you're really, really itchy, you can't get rid of the itch. It's not a fun place to be. So, having
Especially if you have
tools,
pain on top as well,
oh yeah, if you have tools
I
to
remember,
help.
yeah, I remember getting a sunburn because I was painting my grandmother's rooftop back in Mexico, in the city of Puebla. And, I put sunglasses. And the thing is that when you put sunglasses, actually your eyes,
You burn more.
Yeah, you burn more because your eyes, by looking at the, how much sun there is, it gives a signal to the body. And I put
Absolutely.
sunglasses, man. Oh man, I was there like half naked for 3 hours. Oh my God, man, I got sunburn. And then, I put coconut oil, man, and I got it back in the sun again. What a dumb idea, man. So I went back home then, and I was crying actually, because it was very painful, but super, super itchy. So I was just staying under the shower for like an hour. Just
Chlorine
cutting as well.
dioxide, that would help.
I was
Right
cutting
on.
actually in the moment tomatoes and just putting tomatoes because I had read on the internet it had like what's that lipo, I don't remember the name. There was like a substance there. Yeah, it helped a little bit, but yeah, good lessons. Always the pain. Yeah.
Apple cider vinegar.
Oh yeah, apple cider
For
vinegar. Yeah,
burns,
that's a good one. Yeah, just like
for sunburn, yeah.
yeah, a few
There's
months
many
ago.
things, aloe, I mean, for the itchiness and stuff, the chlorine dioxide would really help. Just cool it down. Silver for like bad burn, silver. What is it called? Colloidal silver to be sprayed on. That really helps as well. There's a lot of herbs and stuff, but
Yeah, the
at
herbs,
the end of
man.
the
Ah, yeah.
day, we need to be prudent and try and avoid these situations that we can. That's why we have the protocol and all the tools available.
Right.
We want to avoid things because once you know these things, let's try and avoid them.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be going to these places, man. It's not fun. Anyway,
Exactly.
I'm gonna start wrapping it up here,
Yeah.
Martin. It's been great to see you again.
Yeah, great to see you as well, Gino. Yeah, much love. Thank you again for setting up the space, and the energy for this to happen and for your presence, man. Lots of blessings. Thank you for all you do,
You're
and
welcome.
real all the love and support, man. You keep on pouring.
Let's let's keep it flowing.
Yeah,
No
let's
matter
keep it
what,
flowing.
keep it flowing
No matter
at
what.
all
That's where the
costs.
focus should lie. We serve each other, man, and thank you for your light, man. Thank you for your love, my brother, from the bottom of my heart.
Thank
Stay in
you.
touch, see each other again, huh?
We're here.
Yeah, much
All
love. I
right.
take care, Gino.
Take it easy, everybody. Keep that plasma love always flowing. Ciao for
Yeah.
now.
Bye.
Bye.